I didn't hear it. Yeah.
Everybody, it's Thursday, which means it's another of Naturally Unbothered, the ultimate eargasm. Everybody got the eargasm. Anyway, I'm Shari.
I'm Ebony.
I'm Tasha. It's One Tour.
Ladies.
You got the light skin.
What y'all doing?
You're just my lady.
Did you hear her? Talking about she look light skinned. You got a camera to give you some melanin, girl. You gotta play with them lights.
Look, look.
That was hilarious. Oh my goodness. Get you some melanin, girl. Dim your lights.
Anyway, what y'all doing? What y'all got going on?
Well, I'm smoking on a little reefer, drinking a little margarita.
Okay.
Reefer and margarita.
I'm drinking Crown Peach again.
Ebony, what you doing?
Having coffee.
Yeah, bitch. What's in there? What's in there? It's some more than some damn coffee.
Shy mal mannered ass.
Bullshit. That's what that is. Some bullshit. So you know, we ain't did a Kinktastic and I don't know how long. I don't know. Girl, cut it out. Bitch, is the worst actress ever.
I can be in a Tyler Perry movie, girl.
So
be empty as fuck on Tyler Perry movies.
So this week's Kinktastic is actually a newspaper fetish. It don't have any of our normal affiliate names and shit, but did y'all actually know that people have fetishes to newspapers?
Like reading them?
No. Clearly this shit is boring to Ebony because she's yawning. We just started this motherfucker. God damn. Anyway.
They want to release some. They want to release some fucking newspapers. That's what they want to
rap on them. They roll
newspapers. Nasty ass. Or do they want to get spanked with the newspapers?
So y'all know that like these people thrive on actually smelling them and feeling them and just wrapping their bodies from head to toe in them. Like this brings them like great arousal. Have you ever smelled a newspaper before? It has a little distinct
it smell like a lot of ink.
Yeah, so they're attracted to the smell of it. Look at this bitch over.
I think people are bored with life and don't have shit to do. Be attracted to some fucking newspaper.
I mean, but they get
attracted to copy paper.
So just imagine how fetish is about to probably be non-existent because we've gone so digital. Like
that means they've been hoarding newspapers all their life. They got a garage full of bins full of old newspapers.
They would have to
because they knew this day was coming.
How do you explain to your spouse that you have a newspaper fetish?
Huh?
You don't have a spouse.
What was the question?
How do you explain spouse or somebody you're dating? Like, just imagine them coming to your house or whatever, and
they the paper boy.
They catch you like.
They like, hey, they pay. This is what they send to pay. Hey, what you got? I give you $20 for 4 papers. Give me all the papers you got.
Like what you need with me if you need the paper. Like I got to wrap my dick up in paper to do you with it. I need to put on a paper boy hat before we got a role play. I'm the paper boy showing up at your door. Like, what are we doing?
You know what? That probably does do a little role playing in it because they could probably get away with it like that. Let's role play and you be the paper boy.
Spank me with your newspaper.
Yes.
Extra.
You narrating what you want to happen the
about
whole time, so it don't seem so off because y'all role playing.
Right. But how many times are you gonna get to do that role play
before they decide, what's wrong with you?
Ooh.
Role play as me as a paper boy or a magazine guy or, you know.
Yes.
Why you always want this tube of newspaper and not this dick? I'm confused.
Listen, that is true. Okay, so I'm just leaving the subject a little bit. We come back to it. Did y'all watch the movie with Sterling and Regina Hall?
Yeah, I did.
The church movie.
The church movie. I watched it.
I can't remember.
The church movie, I haven't yet, but I've been seeing her interviews about it, but I haven't saw it.
Okay. I don't want to ruin it for you. Spoiler, don't watch it to the people who haven't seen it.
You can already tell it's some bullshit.
Yeah. He was wanting to have anal all the time. And so she'd be like, can we just do it this one time the other way? And he would come really quick and she was not satisfied. He would have been satisfied, but she wasn't. But you know, that's like kind of loosely based off of that one pastor who was doing those boys.
Eddie Long.
Pastor Eddie Long.
Yeah.
I say it.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's what people do. Just like, I mean, so I have not seen a person with a crazy fetish that's been single. The bitch that was eating deodorant, the one that was eating her dead husband's ashes, the 600-pound life people, they all got somebody.
Somebody accepts them for who they are.
Hey, I'm yucking all they fucking yums because that shit's nasty. Okay.
Even the motherfucker that like sweaty toe jams after a good 2-hour run. I mean, shit, he got a partner. I don't know how long he gonna have her, but he got her.
Yes, and that's like for real.
All is not lost, Miss Jackson. All is not
These people, I tell you. But hey, if y'all want to be nasty as fuck, y'all be nasty.
Your standards of fetishes are not high enough, Tasha.
I guess not. I need to find some fuck shit to fetish.
Like, I need to have, I want to have a threesome with 2 men and myself. That.
Or I need to get on the websites that.
Yeah, the stuff that you want or desire or.
I have been meeting people and putting myself out there a little more.
Oh, have you?
I met somebody I like too.
Ooh.
What is this? Can we get a nickname?
We're gonna call him Mr. Brown.
Okay, Mr.
Brown.
Mr. Brown.
Okay.
I like it.
We'll see. I just like him for now.
That's someone.
We'll see.
I like that you like someone. Yeah.
I like people all the time.
Hey, Mr. Brown.
I just don't like them for long.
Mm-hmm.
I like that though. Okay. That's what's up. Ebony, you like anybody new?
I do.
Okay. Who you like new?
Well, he's got this beard that's like got this gray in it.
I said somebody new.
She said new, bitch. Is he a new nigga today?
No. But he was acting and showing his ass last night when we was on our family call.
This nigga. Listen. No, I really.
Oh, you ain't dipped in the lady pond? Oh, okay.
Why would I dip there?
Oh,
she don't like bitches unless she's sloppy drunk.
It's pee in the pond, and I ain't talking about penis. I don't want that. I want to go to the penis pool, not to the pee pool.
We know it's about 15 episodes ago you was trying to get in the lady pool.
Again, I say she only want pussy when she drunk.
Right.
That's the only time it works for me.
When she too drunk to remember, she asked for it. That's when she wanted it.
I really don't ask for it.
No more.
Shit.
So did y'all hear about this
Bitch.
Florida sex trafficking scene where
Who?
caught 160 people?
No, do share.
160 people where? Where was they at? Was they in another U-Haul?
No. It's just Florida. They had a massive sex trafficking sting. They again got two of the workers are from Disney. Y'all remember we did that special about Disney, all those molesters and stuff, sex trafficking. Two of them worked at Disney. Multiple teachers, and a Georgia deputy police chief.
It's not surprising. People actually do go into fields that allow them to
Have easier
secretly,
access.
you know, engage as long as they can. It's just when it's gone so far that they can't control themselves anymore and have to actually start touching and raping and killing because they
have easier access to what they're trying to.
what they want. Yeah. If you go work at Disney, duh, ain't nothing but kids. If you're a teacher, duh. Pastors get to play with the little boys, the Boy Scout and the Girl Scout leaders, like people put themselves in positions to be what it is that they're trying to be.
Just think how many of those girls were probably reported missing that the cop arrested or whatever.
This operation resulted in 52 felony charges and 200 misdemeanor charges against the accused individuals. This was like high school teachers. I mean, this all stemmed from like these people responded to online ads.
And the ad was a sting operation, like the one that Chris, what's the name, used to do?
Yep.
Craigslist.
Yep.
Oh,
You talking about Chris?
Chris
Hands. Yeah. Those things, boy, them shits was crazy. Yeah.
But
I wasn't gonna do nothing. I was just coming to tell her to be safe. She don't need to be out here doing this, inviting strange people to her house.
I'm sorry, sir. Why did you bring coolers and condoms? If that's all you were coming for.
Right. To show her how to use them just in case she was going to do it.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't know all of the 160 names. However, I have some pictures.
I love photos.
Scroll through some pictures. That's the police deputy.
I was gonna say that. He looks like the fucking cops.
Damn it.
Entitled ass police officer.
His big ass ears. Why do ears be so big?
I'm just want y'all to look at these people's professions and stuff now.
Yeah, Marines. Oh wow. A cop, another fucking cop. Another cop, not surprised.
Teachers.
Damn.
He looked like some motherfucker I done seen on Criminal Minds or some shit.
Hell yeah.
What was that with the what the fuck? What he do?
Yeah, go back. I missed him. I missed my thing fell down.
He's a Disney worker.
Damn, I bet he was singing. He was probably Aladdin.
Shut up. She said this motherfucker was probably Aladdin. Bitch, that motherfucker couldn't be agile if he ever wanted to be. You are stupid.
Hey. Part of your world.
Fuckers. Shame the fuck on them.
Shame. 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 Shame.
Shame, shame, shame. I didn't want to do the chain. I want to do the shame, but we got it.
I know I wasn't paying attention. I came in late, and then I realized y'all was saying shame instead of chain.
Melodious though. The voice was melodious. We appreciated it.
Thank you.
Melodious. let me see. So we gonna
Were there any women helpers? Were there any women arrested in that sting?
I've moved on. I don't have any pictures. There was no pictures of any women.
Okay, I was just curious to see. No.
Do we feel like we need to address the Ray J, Kris Jenner shit? Do we feel like
Girl,
we
I'm
need
so over them bitches.
no?
I mean,
It wasn't surprising. It's sickening, but she's probably watched them in real life before. She probably watches everything Kim does. I think she's obsessed with Kim more than anybody.
that's what happens in Hollywood. Hell.
But why he's deciding to come out and talk about it now, I don't why.
It had an NDA. There was NDA, non-agreement. He
No.
said, fuck, they've been talking about it.
Some things transpired
Recently,
and that's what brought it back up.
Yeah, he said it himself.
So y'all, no, it was not. It really wasn't. It was something that happened on the show. Or no, Kim and Kanye. I don't know. I don't know.
I know what happened because I watched it. I know what happened. Let me tell you.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm not
Okay, good. I'm over the shit. Nobody wants to talk Funky Breakfast Ray J and Loose Pussy Kim.
Meg the Stallion talking about some wall paint.
Wapu?
Meg the Stallion and Hillary Clinton. They had a little paint and sip and they was talking about the WAP.
Oh.
Okay.
Like to hit? Here you
go.
Here you go.
Chelsea follows rap music. She has ever since she was a little girl. But I kind of came to awareness of you with the Cardi B WAP. I've always known Cardi. As soon as she sent me the song, I think I sent it back to her like the next day. And it was just so exciting. The men, they seem so confident in what they're saying, and they don't have no problem with talking about their sexuality and how they're going to have sex with you. So I was like, well, I could do that, and it's going to sound fire coming from a woman. It's great to see women be so kind of fierce. That is my life's mission, to make sure that I'm always unapologetically me. Chelsea follows.
I thought that was cool.
It was.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Meg.
And she also just did, I was watching a talk show, is it Mrs. Hawk or whatever, the female Hawk had, the Marvel has that show, that series now or whatever, with the female Hawk or whatever. And Megan, she reached out to Meg to come on there to be, so she was on there like teaching her how to twerk. It was pretty cool too.
Funny, I haven't watched that series yet.
So she's tapped into Marvel, she's tapping into a little bit of everything, which is pretty cool.
I just love seeing women win, and Black women as well. Brown. I just love seeing women win. Period. And I think it's dope. I saw
for everybody Black.
I saw that interview and I was like, that is so awesome.
That was pretty cool.
It was great.
So, can Tasha get some music?
I don't need no music. She all right. Oh, save your vocals, girl. Save your vocals.
Because
I've been dying. You want to give me some? Or you want it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. I've been dying to tell y'all about this new invention that I found. It's not my invention, obviously. And I was hoping that they came today, and they did. So I found this group. Have y'all heard of Tonight's Conversation? Like, I found it, stumbled upon it on Facebook, and then on Instagram too. But like little snippets come up, and it's like, I think some of them are regular people, but I think a lot of them are like comedians or whatever. But there's these debate cards, right? And they're several different decks. So the one that I bought was the perfect date night questions, and then relationship debate.
Okay.
So it's a huge stack. And I mean, some of the questions are just questions that, I mean, we asked a lot of questions, but they're just questions you don't really think of. So some of them are questions that we've asked before, but I'm going to choose a couple out of each deck and just let y'all answer them. So the rule of the game is that the person drawing the questions don't have to answer, but if y'all want me to, I will.
How convenient.
Cool. She got.
Okay, this one, Oh, I just stumbled upon this one. And so here we go. So this one is out of the relationship debate questions. A man is on a date with a woman and she's on her phone the entire time. When the check comes, he asks for it to be split because of this. Is this fair? Explain your answer.
Fair. You ain't got enough time for me. You ain't gonna give me no. I'm giving you my time, my presence, and you're giving me your phone. Pay for your shit, bitch.
Ebony?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say something? But that's rude as fuck. Yeah, bitch, you paying for your own food. You were absolutely paying for your own meal.
I agree. You paying for your own shit. Like if you can't give me no conversation, because if you're not interested, you can say you're not interested before we order all this shit.
Hell right. Yeah, because
Dutch it is.
Get that emergency call on deck. Hey, I need you to go make a call so I can get the fuck up out of here. Hello.
Dutch it is.
Yes. No.
Oh, here's one. You find that your significant other has been paying for nude webcam chats with random people on the internet. Do you consider this cheating? Explain.
No, I feel like it's a form of porn.
I don't care.
I don't.
How much money are you spending? That's what I mean.
Yeah, it would be, that part would be what like, and that might be some shit that.
Sorry, hold on. Go ahead, Ebony.
Yeah, the paying for part will be throwing me off. Like, I don't care about porn. I don't care about that shit is free. But actually, you're paying to have conversations with someone. That I think that might be a form of emotional cheating if they're paying to talk to the same person. Yeah. So I think that would be a discussion. We need to have
that's a little different for me. And to what you were saying, the paying is what poses the problem for me, because I don't care about a motherfucker watching porn. I don't even care about you going to the strip club. I've literally delivered my dude's wallet to him because he left it at home and he wanted to go to the strip club after work. And I took him his wallet so that they could go to the strip club after work. I don't give a shit about none of that. My thing is, how much money are you paying or spending? Because I know, like my old boss, her husband was paying. They had went to Vegas and he didn't got slid one of them motherfucking magical Vegas cards. And this motherfucker spent all of their money and they were very well off. Then he spent all of her grandma's money that had been left to her.
Damn.
And like, he was spending all the money.
He's still alive?
Barely, but she left his ass, and this was in 2000, probably 8, 9, 10.
That shit is off.
I would have.
Yeah. So that's when I say it depends on, like, you know, I consider it's a version of porn if you just like spending a whole lot of money and a whole lot of time talking to my fuck, that's a conversation to be had for sure. Like what's happening? You know, you need a motherfucker to talk to. You want to pay a motherfucker to talk? Bitch, I can talk to you naked all day long behind the glass. If this ain't what you want, I can be Kathy, Susie Q. What you need?
If it's excessive,
because the money need to stay in house. Like that's the problem right there.
The money stays home. The money stays home.
You pay, but you still getting whatever through this site. Yeah. No, it's a no for me. All right, come on, give us one more. Give us one more.
Well, I'm gonna go. That was 3 out. That was out of that deck. I'm gonna go to the date night deck and see. Pull some questions out of there. I had some kind of pulled to the side, but I mixed them back up in there. Oh, here's one because I thought it was kind of goes with the times. You and your significant other become pregnant and he or she approaches you about an abortion. What is your response?
Shoot, I'm glad you said something because I was going to go with it without you.
I knew that was going to be your response.
Shit. Now, thank God I had to carry this shit by myself. I didn't want to have a lot of people say I had the miscarriage. I was getting rid of it. Fuck that.
Phew. Dodge that bullet.
I never lied out shit. I'm for abortions. I am for abortions.
This bitch is crazy.
And honest.
For me,
So you get pregnant right now, bitch. If you had all your shit, you get pregnant.
somebody's noni. I can't have no kid.
So you gonna meet me at the clinic? Basically, is what you're saying.
I'm gonna slide to the clinic. If that should happen.
What is your response if you find out y'all pregnant and your significant other, or he approaches you about an abortion? What is your response?
I mean, right now he need to be approaching me for an abortion because he don't want them damn more kids, and neither do I. So yeah, right now. But in general, it just depends on the basis of our relationship. If he was a ain't shit ass dude, it would probably be best. But
let me ask y'all this, because y'all know on some female shit, even if we know in our hearts of hearts that abortion is the way we're going, really, even if in regardless to what they feel, if they approach us and say it first, we be feeling some kind of way, even if we know that's what the fuck we gonna do anyway. Let them bring it out their mouth. We're gonna have a problem.
True. So you don't want to bring it up.
Oh, so you don't love me like that? Motherfuckers be looking for a reason. Oh, so you don't want to have, you had a baby with that bitch, you don't want to have a baby with me?
I don't know. I've literally heard of this. I've only had one baby that was not planned. Well, technically I had two, but the other one was within the marriage, so that's different. But the first one, when I told him that I was pregnant, that motherfucker said, "It ain't mine." So that's normally, back in the day, that used to be the response. And then the abortion response was next. So
what you telling me for?
It ain't mine. And
what you telling me for?
We got to get stabbed. Like, I can't, no. It ain't gonna be good happening from it.
It's like when you want somebody to invite you out, but you know you're not gonna go already. It's like one of those things. Like, I want you to ask me, but I ain't going.
Even if you know I ain't gonna go, because the last 100 times you asked me, I told you no, or made up 5 excuses for each time. I still want you to bother me and bother yourself every time and ask me.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's so petty.
Those people exist.
I don't know how men date women.
Oh, it's such a drag.
I just don't.
Listen, I'll be like Tasha on that Tyler Perry movie. Shit, I already knew what it was. I was waiting on you to say something.
I was waiting on you to say something.
It's
Boom.
Walter's baby.
You didn't get it from Keisha, bitch. You got it from Walter.
Exactly. That's
boom.
Hey,
she
was a hot ass motherfucking mess.
Listen, I would literally find the shipbuilding here is the tallest building in Birmingham, and I believe that's the building that I would find to jump off of if I found that I was pregnant. I don't.
Hey, I'm just gonna tell y'all out there listening, don't let this be your life at the day and age we live in right now. You better have a motherfucking backup plan. You better have a motherfucking that want that baby, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be stuck with that bitch.
You're stuck with it.
So
ooh, and let me just put this PSA out there, since we're talking about PSAs and what you should do.
And the older women are starting to have babies more often than they used to, and they are single.
Somebody asked me.
It's some old bitches having babies.
And somebody asked me if I could still had all my shit been taken out, and I'm like, I'm still able to produce, but I don't want to. Don't ask me.
The fuck you look like having a baby at 50? Like, where are these men coming from? Because you wait until you motherfucking 48 to have motherfucking kids. You think I'm supposed to be?
This guy that I just met is 50. He's been married before and does not have children.
You're waiting until a responsible adult to have kids.
Who fucking does that?
Nobody's ever responsible. Nobody's ever a responsible adult.
Exactly. Like,
even when they think they are, they're not.
Like, no, like, oh, what I was gonna say was, this is the PSA, and then we can move on. Listen, like Tasha said, you know, that shit's becoming illegal. So when y'all think about going home with them motherfuckers, the one night stands, let them motherfucking club lights come on so you can see what these motherfuckers look like. Cause you bound to have some ugly ass babies. Y'all need to let them lights come up before you just take anything home.
You ain't right.
Shit. Listen.
So let's talk about
who?
Mamas. Y'all mamas, people mamas, everybody's mama.
Let's talk about them.
Let's talk about some mamas. So I across this video. Let me listen to what this gentleman says.
So who sits in the back? Your girl or your mom?
My mom.
Wow.
And my mother would have no.
Say wow since you said it fast. You
No, my mother got to sit in the back. Are you crazy? You think I'm driving with my woman next to me in the car. We go pick up my mother. I'm gonna tell my woman get out the car and sit in the back.
I think that answer to that question is tricky.
No, it's not.
It is.
My mom got to sit in the
You know
back.
why it's tricky? Because it's one of those things you want your woman to be able to ask your mom. Like, come on, mom, you can sit in the front.
If
Mommy say no,
if she wanted to do that, that's up to her.
That part.
I would never create a standard for my woman to get out of the car to sit in the back for my mom. No, ain't nothing wrong with the back.
All right.
I agree with that. So my take on that is that I would really the ideal would be that the woman is I don't know. I don't want to say smart enough because it would imply that she's dumb if she doesn't. But I would like to think that for me, I would say, like, me and my guy, if we're going to pick up his mother or my mother, I'm going to offer the front seat. That's just who I am. That's who I've always been. So, and then if she wants to take the bag, but I'm always going to offer the elder person, man or woman, even if it's his father, I'm going to ask him if he wants to sit in the front.
Same. That's me.
You know, but I think that people putting a standard on, boy, you better choose your mama. That's your mama. No, because when you get married, your wife is your first priority. That is who you're there to please. That is your union. It's not to say that you stop respecting your parents and that, but to put that type of pressure on somebody and to say that this is the standard and this is what you're supposed to do. No, I think that's her relationship. But I think that the woman should be, and the man, regardless, if it's my guy and we're going to pick up my mama, he better get out and offer the front seat and open the door for her, grab her shit and help her in it and all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, some of that shit is unspoken, but sometimes you have to let people know where you stand and what your fucking requirements are when it comes to you and when it comes to your family. So that's just my take.
Mm-hmm. I
agree. Listen, of course, y'all know we had to go pick up Cotton in Oklahoma City. I asked her if she wants to ride in the front seat. She said no. I won't go ask her a million times. I want her to sit in the back so she won't talk to me in the front seat the whole time I was driving. And I'm sure Rob wanted her to sit in the back seat as well because that woman can talk when we get in the car. So you want to get your ass back there and go to sleep.
Yeah.
So
tell you everything that has transpired the whole time she been in Oklahoma.
Exactly.
A woman, I feel like a mother that wants to be in the front seat is one of those mothers that want to have her hand in and on everything. She don't have a life, so she's still trying to live through her son being her only man most of her life. So she puts that added pressure on her son. I don't think that's fair. If my son and his girl came to pick me up, especially if we're going anywhere on a long ride, I don't care who the fuck's driving. I'm trying to be in the back seat, stretch the fuck out. Driving. Y'all can have the front seat. That don't mean king shit, queen shit. That don't mean nothing but that you gonna be the first motherfucker out the windshield if somebody hit your ass. That's all that means. So y'all need to relax on the motherfucking front seat. Relax on that shit.
That's hilarious. But I agree wholeheartedly. I don't need to sit in the front seat. I don't even care about sitting in the front seat.
But yeah, I think if the person doesn't offer, then maybe you need to kind of pay attention to that and kind of and they may not offer because of they already have that kind of tit for tat relationship with your mother because she's already got her hands in and on everything. So yeah, if there's already that kind of struggle for power for the son's love and all that, because there are mothers that do that shit.
Get out of that relationship. You can win. When there's a struggle for power like that, you're not gonna win. The mom's
it's usually with mothers and their sons. It really is. It's with mothers and their sons. And I'm only saying that not because I would never be that kind of mother. I'm gonna protect my son, and if I see some bullshit, I'm gonna point it out to him. But I'm not all in your shit trying to dictate what's going on in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's not for me to do. Like, back the fuck up and let your son live his life. But I had a boyfriend like that in like middle school and high school, and this woman was a whole fucking trip. She was a trip. She was a trip.
I have a couple of friends who have said that there will be no woman good enough for them sons, and my first response was, y'all sons probably ain't gonna be shit. Just from that statement alone, has let me know that your sons ain't gonna be worth two nickels to rub together.
Not nothing.
So y'all don't do that to y'all sons.
Those moms that are like that with their boys aren't shit. I have had the pleasure of marrying two of them.
Oh, sorry.
Like, it's 100% the truth. Like, you know, you've always heard these things where like a guy that really respects his mom and da 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 da. Yes, but to what extent? Like,
respects his mom, but let his mom dictate everything he does. That's one thing. Like, my son respects the shit out of me, but guess what? He gonna check me when I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? And then we have a relationship. Like, I know my bad. I know when I'm going too far because we've built that relationship over the years. You know, I used to think it'd be funny to say little funny stories. And the older he got, when I realized that he didn't like the stories that were being funny that I was talking about at his expense as his mom.
Right.
And when he was old enough to be like, that's not cool. Like, even though they weren't embarrassing stories, but again, the way they made him feel is the way they made him feel. And I had to respect that and pay attention to that and stop telling those stories at his expense.
Right.
You know, so you develop a level of respect based on how you communicate with your children. And
that's what I'm excited for me and Stefan's first mother-son trip since ever. And I'm so excited to go to Belize with him so we can just have those. He and I have had several very good, candid, crying conversations because once he went to the military, I felt like he didn't need me anymore, and he literally didn't communicate with me. So I was like, fuck, was I like a horrible mom? Did I not do this? So we had a heart-to-heart several years later, and he made me see a lot of things. Like, you know, as moms, we think that because they have left our side or they're not in our presence daily, that, like, you know, we are the only ones that are affected by that.
They're affected as well. Yeah.
Deployed, you know, it's, you know, bombs landing where he's stationed. I'm seeing it on the news. I'm going crazy, you know, and he's like, I'm like, but you don't talk to me. And he said, because when I talk to you, I can't focus on how to live out here.
It's too much. He had to keep it separate because it's easy to forget. You get caught up in daydreaming about your life at home.
Yes.
And a motherfucking bomb land at your foot. So yeah, you gotta, I've heard people say that.
He's a pilot, so
yeah.
So I mean, it really perspective, because I never thought of it. I'm so worried about, was I this horrible mom, and oh, he just don't love me no more, and I don't get a happy birthday, I don't get a this, I don't get a that, and it's really him removing himself so he could be able to survive it. But it took me and him having that candid conversation. I'm so thrilled to, you know, go on this trip with him for his 30th birthday and just dig all inside of his brain and just laugh and talk and just to get to know him all over again. So yeah, it's awesome. I can't wait. So, and I love the relationship that you have with your son, Tasha, and birthday video.
Thank you.
I watched his birthday video and I was just like, oh, you know, you's dope. And I just told him happy birthday and everything. And he's just a real respectful young man. I'm he like, really F you. He like, thank you, auntie. You know what I'm saying? And I have never met him. And so he's just respectful and kind. And I just like him. I just love what he does for the community. He's an awesome guy. You raised a good kid.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Corian is a beautiful, inside and out, he's just a beautiful boy. He always has been, though. He's always had a very sweet demeanor.
He's always been that kid. Like, even when he was getting into shit, like when I was getting calls from them schools because he was getting into shit or being the class clown or whatever, they loved him so much. You know what I'm saying? So when I came and pulled him out of the schools or the teachers that he was giving the most hell, they were crying, saying, please don't check him out. Well, I was like, no, he got to be taught a lesson. And it was so crazy because that video you said, like, I was looking for an envelope to put the money that I was giving him in. And I have this box just full of cards because I'm a square when it comes to shit like that. So I just have a box of cards. And I have old letters and stuff in there. And I ran across one of his old letters. He had to write it when he was in like the 6th grade, middle school, when I made him go to Hoover. And so he tells the story all the time. And he'd be like, my mama changed my life when she made me go to Hoover because I threatened, I'm going to send your ass over here. I'm driving you to Edmond schools every day to make sure you got a great education, but you acting like you need to be over here where the bus is going to take you. Right. So after threatening, he had to get bussed over there. But anyway, he wrote me a letter saying that, you know, even though I was terrified to come to this school, like it changed my life. It helped me see, you know, what you were doing. It was just his whole letter it wrote. And then he was just like, at the end, I know that you work a lot because you're trying to make sure that we got food on the table and whatnot. He was like, I just have one request that we can spend more time together. I love you, blah, 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 blah. So I just basically on the back of that responded. I wrote him a whole letter. You know, you don't get handwritten letters anymore. So I wrote, Corian is all about sentimental shit. Like if I didn't take him no food or no money and just wrote that letter, he would have just been on his knees crying because that's just who he is, right? So I just wrote a whole letter in response to what he wrote on the other side. And I had him read his letter first and then read my letter.
Ergo, right.
So
did he remember writing? Did he remember writing the letter?
When he got halfway through, he was like, man, I say this to people all the time. Because, you know, Corian talks to, he's always giving his testimony, especially to like younger kids. He's always talking and giving his testimony and telling them that they can be the best that they can be. So in reading that, where it said that, you know, sending me over here changed my life, he said, dang, I say this all the time. I was just saying this to somebody yesterday. And he said to me, like when we get in our hearts to hearts, he said it to me a couple of times. So I knew that it would stand out, but it was pretty dope. I was like, don't lose my letter because I need that back. He was like, no, I'm gonna put it in my wallet. I'm gonna keep up with it. So yeah. So thank y'all, because I love my baby. I love him.
We get some say my name, say my name.
Say my motherfucking name.
So this is just by memory. Somebody wanted me to bring this up. So Billy,
you gotta meet.
I was talking the best of my memory. I was talking to Billy and her boyfriend, long term boyfriend forever. And so it's been like 11 years that they've been together, something like that. So anyway, we're talking, and they're talking about kissing and being intimate kissing and smoking blunts and sucking dick, all that. And so they're like, well, Juicy was like, his name was Juicy Lauren, Billy's boyfriend is named Juicy. So Juicy was like, I don't hit no blunt behind no just random bitches or bitches, because I ain't trying to suck no dick behind no bitch, because I know they be sucking dick and all that. And in my head, I'm like, but you do. And I'm sure you have. And he's like, I ain't did this, I ain't did that. And I said, I can think of a time when you smoked behind some bitches I know suck dick. And he was like, when? And I was like, at April's party, when you came to April's house and y'all was passing my blunt around, like all them blunts.
Bitch, how about when I came to your house and you smoked with me? How about when, hello?
They high as hell. And they like went up and down and they were like, wait a minute. So, you know, I don't know if anybody knows this, but most people know I don't eat behind my kids. I don't eat behind anybody. Not my mom. I eat or drink. That's just the way I've been. I've been that way my entire life. I just don't do it. And so if you drink after my drink, you can go ahead and have it, because I don't want no more of it. That's just the way that I've been. And they were like, will you kiss your husband? I do that. Yeah, I do. But I still don't drink after him. I think for me in my head, it's different. So they wanted me to pose the question of how many people are really being cognitive of what they put in their mouths, as far as when you are drinking, because, you know, back in our time, all of us, the three of us, we lived in a time where I think mono was the thing. And mono, I don't think is that much prevalent right now, but monkeypox is.
It still is.
And monkeypox and COVID and all that. So are y'all being mindful? Well, and y'all hookah, like every time. So, listen, when
I just saw on the news this whole doctor was giving a report on hookahs and saying that like people are catching herpes through hookah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just never been a fan. First off, I don't hookah, but I have never been a fan of put my mouth on some shit that other people around me, so I just don't. And yes, of course, I pretended to hit the blunt with y'all. That's not what I'm saying, because I was not really.
Here's my thing. I get it, and it's, you know, because people don't like to change, and they definitely don't like to be forced into change, right? So when COVID happened and everybody was like, nah, I'm cool. I'd rather roll a blunt for you and have you smoke your own blunt than to pass it around. But people be all like, and I don't care about that, because for a while, I just had my one hitter. Like, I'm not even rolling joints and blunts, because all I got is this. Sorry. This is it. My little...
You know, my sister, she will make sure that everyone around her has their own one hitter. She will bring them for you and pack them in. Like, my sister, ultimate hostess. Correct. If you at her house, whatever you drink, she's gonna have a little minis for you. If you smoke, she'll have stuff for you to smoke. If you don't, you know, she won't. Like, she is like the ultimate hostess. Even when you get in her car, she's got whatever, like little drinks made and all kinds of shit. But she's like the queen of the little one hitters.
Yeah. And so I try to keep it separate. I try not to smoke with everybody who try to pass me the blunt for germ purposes, and because people are still just putting shit in weed. If I don't know you, I'm not smoking with you. It's a motherfucker that come up to my job every Wednesday and Thursday like a creep to sit and talk to the creep that's the cook and watch me. So now I just started wearing baggy clothes because I know you coming to stare at my physique the whole fucking time I'm working. It's creepy as fuck. But then you asking me if I smoke. Yeah, I smoke, but I smoke my own shit. So every week you sitting up here for like 2 months. Every week you come up here and sit. You good, sister? You good? Bro, I'm never gonna smoke with you. We're never gonna smoke together, not ever. So you can stop asking me. I'm never going to accept a joint from you, some weed from you, nothing. We ain't never smoking together. I'm always gonna be cool. So you can just stop asking me.
Yo, that's what I can appreciate about Oklahoma being, and I know we're getting off topic, but blah. That's what I appreciate about Oklahoma being a state where you can actually buy your own, go inside of a store and buy your own marijuana, so that you can get your own, because even if you bought it from the regular weed man, you don't know what his intentions are with sprinkling fentanyl or whatever. That shit,
You just have to be careful. They putting fentanyl on money and all kind of, motherfuckers is on some weird shit. So yeah, I try to smoke with at least amount of people as possible. But again, I'm not as cautious as I used to be when COVID was like really, really prevalent. But I am still a little cautious. But again, I get what you're saying. Like, we don't pay attention to that. Not even just with smoking, with drinking, with even touching shit and putting our own hands in our mouth. That's why, Shari, I always fuck with you when you talk about how feet are so nasty. My feet are covered up right now. I walk around barefoot all day long. I might even go outside barefoot. But when I say barefoot, I still got socks on. My hands touch every motherfucking thing my feet don't touch all day long. And then I might see a hangnail and be like, and don't even think about it. When's the last time you washed your hands? You understand what I'm saying? That's why I say it's so many germs in our mouth that we don't even realize it.
Yo, it's nothing like getting a blunt and that motherfucker is soggy. Ugh, that's just so disgusting.
That's one reason I stopped smoking with everybody. I can't stand to put my mouth on a wet ass blunt.
Disgusting, man. I was just like, I don't know how people do this. Like, I don't.
Your sister be like, wet is always better. Not on a blunt tip, bitch. No.
Right. That is crazy. And then,
before you hit the blunt. If it's your personal shit, then you can put your tongue on it and all of that. Do all of that. I can't stand motherfuckers who think it's okay to share a cigar. No, you don't share cigars. Cigars is personal. The tip of a cigar is supposed to be wet if you're smoking it correctly. So that's not something you share. You want to share? We can just share. No, ma'am. Get your own, because we don't share cigars.
Yo, so and then there's a second part to that thing. They've also been experimenting with party drugs. So because they said the sex is better. So they wanted me to pose a question because I was like, bitch, no. Are you guys willing to play white girl?
Just part. Oh.
So are y'all willing to try party drugs if it makes the sex better? And when I say party drug, I mean cocaine, the powder, you sniff, No.
I have tried ecstasy once. Y'all know the story. Mm-hmm. It was, for a threesome. And it just helps you not think about the shit that you would normally be in your head with, basically, for me. But outside of that, I'm not trying this shit right here. Take me higher than I want to be sometimes.
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
It's a no for me. And y'all know I'll do anything. I'm so scared of cocaine because it's related to crack. And I grew up in the crack era. And
when you know that you come from addictive backgrounds on both my mother and father's side.
That's the other half of it.
Yeah.
And I just really watched my family disintegrate from it. So, no, it's a no for me. You can do it, but you're not gonna do it if you're with me. I never try to tell my partners what they can and they cannot do, but that is a no-go for me. That would be a deal breaker.
So if the artist came in and was like, you know what, I'm about to bump this real quick.
Yeah, have to bump.
Listen, you saying that because I'm gonna tell you that shit fucks with their mood and their minds.
Yes.
My niece who's now pregnant, her mother, KW.
Yes, I've lived this.
The youngest girl is pregnant now, but her guy, they have a great relationship until he snort that shit. They get so paranoid. They start accusing you with shit, like just sitting over there talking to her after they had a big ass fight because he was on that shit. And the only time they fight is when he on that shit because he's not even thinking straight. It's like crazy ass conversations that don't make sense. You paranoid. You think a motherfucker plotting on you. It's just, and motherfuckers get hurt real bad on that shit because of the way that they coming at people. For nothing. They don't even realize they coming at people like that, and they wake up the fuck in the hospital because she put the nigga in the hospital because of the way he was coming at her on that shit. And then when he started coming down and woke up in the hospital.
Like, what I do? What happened?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Right. So no, I'm not
No,
done.
thank you.
I've
No, thank you.
never done that. I've never done Molly's. I went to a music festival and they were given to me, and the person I was with, Damon, he was like, hell no, that shit. I've never done ecstasy. The only thing that I've done besides marijuana is mushrooms, and that was a long ass motherfucking time ago.
I love shrooms. Let me tell you,
I've never done anything else.
when I lived in Atlanta, like I was dating a guy out of New York, and we were hanging out for New Year's Eve. A lot of his friends had came from New York, whatever. We were partying, and he had a drink. He had his drink, and I was like, "Give me a drink." And he was like, "My brother just put some Molly in here," and I really thought he was bullshitting. And I took a sip of it anyway. I was fucked up. I'm so glad that my friend decided to show up, because she said she wasn't coming out that night, but she showed up on me. I'm so glad she did, because that one sip of that drink that I took, like my legs literally turned into rubber bands. I couldn't stand up anymore. Yeah. I couldn't.
What is Molly exactly?
I don't fucking know. I was told it was described as like ecstasy smashed up, ecstasy in powder form.
Oh.
No, Molly is
not what the fuck that was. Because when I tell you, I could not walk out of that building. And I had to leave this New Year's Eve party. I had to leave. My homegirl had to take me out of there, took me to my hotel. I got barefoot and everything, and I was still falling. With my shoes in my hand, I was still falling down. My legs were like...
Ecstasy and Molly are basically the same thing.
Okay.
What is Molly?
They're cocaine and ketamine.
Yeah, I didn't know then. Like I said, this was in Atlanta. It's when they first started singing and talking about Molly. And I don't know, like I said, because I know I don't really fuck with other drugs. We was drinking Hennessy. I took a couple swigs of that drink, and that ended my night.
Just say no to drugs.
No to drugs. Drugs are bad. If it ain't weed, it ain't right.
Like I wanna try shrooms, because I heard Charlamagne be talking about them all the time.
I have those right now. Those are my favorite.
It's something else that Charlamagne does. I can't remember it. I'll try to remember for the next time we talk about it. But he says that he loves it, but like you really have to be in a good place when you do it.
Yeah, you can't be in a fucked up mindset, because with shrooms, it's going to take you on the trip that your mindset is on. So if you in a dark place, if you thinking about committing suicide and you take shrooms, you gonna go on a dark ass ride and fuck around and wake up dead. It could happen, But if you in a light place, I mean, the first time I took shrooms was in Atlanta, and we would take a couple before we were going out on the town, and always had an amazing time. The only time when I really, really realized it, the effects of it, was one night on our way back in from being out on a night, and just the highways, this highway that I had been on a million times, like all the lights were so much brighter. Like we passed like the bus station where all the buses park at night, and it was just so lit up with red lights, and that shit was just like, wow. It was just so bright and crazy. And that was the first time I really realized, like, oh yeah, I'm tripping off the shrooms. But it just makes everything more vibrant and beautiful.
I'm so afraid of drugs.
It's a cool... Mushrooms aren't drugs.
Well, I'm afraid of the psychedelics. The psychedelics.
That's a different...
You're
afraid of yourself. But yeah.
Maybe 10 years ago, something like that. And I had it on a pizza.
You had shrooms on a pizza?
That's what I call them too. That's funny. Pizza topping.
Yeah, I had them on a pizza, and I just remember, and anyone that knows me knows that, like, I like to be outside, but I really don't like the elements. So I was laying in the grass, like,
And that grass felt like soft, fluffy feathers.
Silk was like gracing, and it was just the way that it was described to me, the way that I was behaving, I was very traumatized. I was like, I was laying in the grass, like in rope.
You were being one with nature, which you never probably would have experienced otherwise.
I mean, everyone, y'all know I love the beach. I love being out in the streets, but like, I have to do so much. I take an allergy pill every day. I have to carry an EpiPen. If I get bit by one bug, it's just the end of all ends. Like,
But did you die?
Yeah, but I'm rolling in the grass.
Or did you die?
I didn't die.
Okay.
Clearly, I'm still here today. But yeah.
Maybe on our next Noop trip, we can do shrooms.
Absolutely not. It's not something that you do as a group because you can start picking up other people's energies. It works on energy. And
okay.
somebody else's, you can have a fucked up trip. But on your first experiences, it suggests that you do them alone on a day that you don't have shit to do. You don't have to go to work. So you can just take it on an empty stomach and you just experience it. Just so you can see the first time how you're going to react and respond to it.
Well,
and you don't have outside energies affecting your trip. You know what I'm saying?
I'm no longer corporately employed. I'm definitely going to do a meditated sound bath while on shrooms. I've heard that it was just, and I'm so into sound baths. If y'all have never been to a sound bath, if you've never meditated with, if you have never had breath therapy, like you guys.
I did the sound bath a couple weeks ago, and my intentions was to do them on the shrooms, but I lost my whole, my whole paraphernalia container that I have, right? With everything in it. I lost the entire thing, and it had a whole thing of shrooms in it. Because I booked it when I was in Dallas, my birthday weekend. I booked it because you had shared with us, right? Mm-hmm. And so I found it in Texas. I found one, I booked it, and I had planned on experiencing it with the shrooms, but they came missing. So
Charlie, something's going on with your sound. You're not, everything it's like in and out.
When we have to be completely silent for Shari to speak, because with her internet, it doesn't, like, you can't, like, sometimes we can talk over each other and we can still hear it. It doesn't pick you up at all if somebody else is talking.
I mean, I've already gathered that. That's why I kind of stopped talking over y'all, because I figured y'all wasn't catching me. But the thing about it is, when this records, it records the sound perfectly. So sounds crazy to us, it's coming clearly through to the listeners.
Great job, listeners. Thanks for tuning in.
I went to Palm Springs this weekend because of the artists wanted to experience the desert. So we went to Palm Desert, and it was a full moon this weekend. So we wanted to do breathing, meditation, a sound bath under the full moon of the desert, in the desert. I was super excited, but just so happened, y'all know it don't goddamn rain in Southern California. Mm-hmm. It rains. Are you kidding me?
The whole time?
So everything was canceled.
No.
So ridiculous. Everything was canceled. So I was like, this is some bullshit. So we've got to try to schedule us another something in the desert during a full moon or a new moon, either one. Because I really wanted to experience that. It looks so cool and dope. And I was like, I really wanted to experience that. I be, trying to step up my self-care. And I thought
I was ready to hear about it.
Man. But what I did do is throw up all down the desert.
Why?
I was so drunk. Oh my gosh.
Oh God. How embarrassing. Did you embarrass yourself out there with
I embarrassed myself, but I did have to throw up. Okay, so my medication, my dosage went up on Friday to the highest you can go to now. So the dosage went up. So it already, when every time you switch the dosage, it makes you more nauseated. So I'm already queasy, but then we're on a little mini staycation in California in the desert. So I'm like, I'm drinking, I'm having fun, I'm drinking. My stomach is still queasing the whole time. So we get all the way out to the desert. We're in Coachella Valley. We're all the way out there. There's nothing but dirt. And
Did you have some Pampers with you?
And the salt is just building in my throat. And I'm like, gosh, I don't want to throw up in front of this man, but I can't keep this salt together. So next to this little vineyard, and you know me, I'm a wine person. I felt so disrespectful. It's like all these beautiful grape tree vines out here, and I'm like, all over the vineyard.
oh, how disappointing.
So disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
And he's like, you okay? You good, baby? Okay, come on, let's go get you something. Like he just saw, I was up here just. That's why he my person, because baby, I would have been like this bitch.
Oh yeah, I would have been like, I've been with that bitch. I don't like her. So shit, I'm glad he got to experience it.
Yeah, at least he didn't have to clean it up. You cleaned it up.
Nasty ass.
I love
Correct, yes.
Give us a closing, bitch. Give us.
Okay, as per usual. Let me pull it up so I get it right. So I can get everything.
Who know that like
let's go pull it up to get it right, to get it wrong.
4 years, March 9th, this podcast has been in existence.
Mm-hmm.
And still don't know the closing by motherfucking heart.
I know the closing, but I just like I wrote some stuff in it to give it a little frill, a little pizzazz.
Fucking
tat, tat, tat.
Law and Order theme song. But you don't know the fucking closing.
Anyway, you can follow us. You can follow Naturally Unbothered on IG, Twitter, and Facebook. Email us at naturallyunbothered2@gmail.com. That is naturallyunbothered2 at gmail.com. Leave us a message. We welcome the feedback, comments, show ideas, and Ebonites. You know how I love your advice requests. So keep them coming. Siri trying to talk to me. I don't know what the fuck she doing. Leave me alone, Siri. Ain't nobody talking to you. So you can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Audible, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Naturally Unbothered should be your favorite podcast. You need to be watching us on YouTube and making sure that you're hitting the notification bell so that on Thursdays you are notified when we upload a new episode. You can rate us there, subscribe, and remember to leave a review. We want to hear all of your feedback. We want it all. If you are looking for Naturally Unbothered merch, we have teas, we have shot glasses, we have coffee mugs, we have everything that you need and want, probably. So go check out our page at www.naturallyunbothered.com. That is www.naturallyunbothered.com, and click the merch link. If you would like to hear this wonderful voice of mine, you can call 205-308-8304. That is 205-308-8304. Leave us a message. You can leave a text if you have show ideas, if you have shows for me, if you have questions for Tasha, if you have whatever you need, just hit that number and we will get your messages and all that. the other thing I'm going to tell you to do is I need you to tell your whole ass friends. We need y'all to tell your whole ass friends about Naturally Unbothered podcast. So if you could please tell your whole ass friends to tell their whole ass friends to tell their whole ass friends to tune in to Naturally Unbothered.
I mean, what else got to do?
I mean, I don't know why these fucking people, I'm tired. Look, people, we need to have 5,000 people listening to us. Subscribers, we need 10,000 people.
Subscribers, so I'm like, we got more than that listening to us, but
On YouTube, yes, all those people that listen to us on all those different things.
Button on YouTube, people.
Yes, don't go play, y'all. We have 25,000 listeners.
It don't cost you nothing just to help us out.
Just go to YouTube, hit like, subscribe, but hit the damn, hit that. Don't make me have to hunt you down. Fuck, I'm tired of it.
Everybody, find the bell, subscribe. We'll see you. Peace. Suck some dick or eat some pussy or something.